Hi, everyone. Welcome to Get to Know Gives Back. This is part of the Gazette Gives Back, which is sponsored by Collins Community Credit Union. And for those that don't know about this program, the Gazette Gives Back is an annual program in which the Gazette provides over $500,000 in free advertising credit to our nonprofits that are just working hard to provide mission and services to thousands throughout Eastern Iowa. And Get to Know Gives Back is a spinoff to that, which is taking a few minutes to get to know those nonprofits that are part of our 2021 class, and ways, of course, you can use services, and also just as important, how to support. So I'm Quinn Pettifer, and with me today is Megan Eisenberg with Jane Boyd. Hello, Megan. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Quinn. How are you?
Great. I feel we're talking off camera here. It's been forever. We were lucky to work together on a few projects, and then 2021 hit, and all of a sudden, so it's been great to see you on Zoom this morning.
Yeah, you too.
And even though we haven't been able to see each other, I know Jane Boyd continues to do amazing things, including you have a milestone year, which we just talked about, and I did not realize, I'm ashamed to say, but let's start out with just the mission and services of Jane Boyd for those that don't know.
Yeah, of course. So Jane Boyd Community House, our mission is to help ensure the academic, emotional, and social well-being success of children to grow to be productive adults in our community. And our vision, how we live that out, is we offer a variety of youth programs, adult programs that all strive to meet those needs and help families and kids become successful in their own right.
And it's for the long term. That's the thing that keeps coming back during these Get to Know Gives Back videos and interviews is you can come in for one need or opportunity, and all of a sudden, like, the relationship and the long-term service and support that you provide for your clients and their families is just phenomenal. What is something that people maybe are surprised about when it comes to just everything that you provide? I mean, I know it's a big list.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I think there's two things, but they're related. So the first thing, as you were talking about, is our milestone year. So Jane Boyd is celebrating our 100th year anniversary this year. And so we've been around for a long time. And so I think that surprises people.
Yes.
I think generally people know Jane Boyd exists, but don't have the scope about how long we've been standing or serving our community. So that's one thing. And then the second surprise to people is, if you know Jane Boyd and you've been to the community house, you've often interacted with us regarding youth programs or youth sports. And so sometimes people think that's all we have. So they're surprised to learn that we have a variety of family programs that work on building family stability, helping with basic needs. We have two locations, the community house and the Jane Boyd Harambe house, and that we also have a pretty well-developed entrepreneurial program for adults as well, and career development for young adults. And so I think that's a surprise, as people equate Jane Boyd with youth programs. And while we do have very robust youth programs, we also have a variety of other services that serve young adults and families.
That's excellent. It's really all about just different kinds of iterations of how people can get involved and in the community. And I know we talked about the entrepreneurial program last interview that we did, and that continues to thrive. That continues to be such a fantastic educational series. Can you talk a little bit more about that program, just for people that maybe don't know? Have an idea, or is it just like even where to get started if you have an idea for something? Or
Sure. That program is called Empower by GoDaddy in partnership with Jane Boyd. And it is just what it sounds like. GoDaddy is a funding partner, and then Jane Boyd, our team, kind of facilitates the day-to-day program operations of that. And that program is a 12-week course that was in person. Now, because of the pandemic, we've shifted to a virtual platform for the time being. But it's for entrepreneurs, primarily entrepreneurs of color or minorities, first-time business owners, and it can be any developmental stage of business. So we serve people who have an idea of something they want to turn into a business, but they just don't know how to get it started. So we can serve them and help give them business basics, right? So everything from flushing out their business idea to customer discovery to SEO, marketing, and their web presence through GoDaddy. And then for entrepreneurs who are a little bit more advanced, maybe are operating their business already, but are looking for ways to grow from a small business or small local business to making it a little bit broader, we can help them with that as well. So they learn techniques of things that might help their businesses improve. So things like business process, things again like customer discovery or customer retention, and just helping them grow to be more successful. The goal of that program is really to provide access and opportunity to those minority business owners who are otherwise kind of systematically left out, and for them to kind of have a seat at the table, and for us to facilitate a stronger economic community in Cedar Rapids as well.
The networking and the connections and the resources is just something that a lot of people take for granted, right? Like, I mean, if you're kind of ingrained in the community already, it's just like, oh, well, of course you would know to do that. And that's not the truth. I mean, actually, the majority of people don't know, where to go and connect in those situations. And so this is so great to have that intentional resource available. That's fantastic. You mentioned the suspension, or not the suspension, the switch to virtual for the Empower program because of pandemic. How about your other services? How 2020 and now 2021, how have you had to shift things around?
Yeah, so in 2020, like others, we had to kind of do some quick shifts on how we could still serve people, but in a different way. And so we had a spectrum of services that we maintained in person, and then some that we transitioned to virtual. So our virtual transitions were the Empower program that I was talking about. And then we also have a career development program called the PAS program for young adults that operates in a cohort style, but teaches career readiness skills. So resume writing, mock interviews, leadership skills, professionalism. And that was a program that, again, in 2020, we switched to online virtual platform. There were some barriers with that, as you can imagine. Some of our participants didn't have access to internet or devices needed. So we were able to partner with some really good supporters. So United Way was one, and some other funding entities that helped us get hotspots and devices that we could loan out to participants so that they could still engage with our services. And so during that transition of 2020, we went from all in person to virtual, and are just continuing to develop our virtual platforms to be more robust and at the same level that we were doing in person. Mm-hmm. And then our in-person programs that we maintained through 2020 was what we refer to as our Achievement Academy, and that's our childcare out-of-school programming for kids. And because of the population that we serve, where it's primarily low-income, high-need families, it was important to us for us to keep our doors open for kids to come to program. And so we opened our doors when schools closed last March for full-time childcare, and so we offered childcare all day, Monday through Friday, from March of 2020 all the way through middle of September of 2020 as well, when school restarted. And we did that to help families remain stable for those who are working and were essential employees and had to be out, so that they had a childcare option. And because food insecurity can be a challenge or a struggle for some that we serve, we partnered during that time with Cedar Rapids School District, specifically Johnson Elementary, and helped provide kids breakfast and lunch and snack every day during that time. And Achievement Academy is still going strong. We're in our after school hours now while kids are in school, and we will be enrolling for summer camp here in April, and then that will start again in June. And so it was a challenge to keep our doors open. We struggled with that because safety reasons, of course. So when that all happened, we ended up having to reduce our capacity. So serving less kids, we could have less kids in each classroom. So it was safer, socially distanced. And we're also licensed with the state as a childcare provider. So the state was an excellent partner for us, just providing guidance on how we could safely keep kids and staff in programming and not have to close our doors.
So many conversations that we had about the childcare needs and the childcare challenges pre-pandemic. So, and during pandemic, of course, that just spiked so significantly. The fact that you continued to be so dedicated in that space, especially, is just so admirable for you and your team. I mean, that's just Thank you
Yeah.
on behalf of our region. I know that that was not an easy feat, but it just shows the passion that you and everyone at Jane Boyd Community House
Yeah.
provides. So thank you for that.
Thank
You mentioned the 100th and everything that's going to be coming up in these coming weeks and months. If somebody, let's start with services needed. If somebody needs or would
Mhm.
like to learn more about the programs and the services that you offer, what's the best way to get in touch with you and your team?
Yeah. So I'll give a few different options. So if you're someone looking for services, you always have an option of coming in person to meet with our team. And you can go to either Jane Boyd Community House or Jane Boyd Harambe House in Wellington Heights. And our staff are prepared and they'll help kind of consult on what you need and get you enrolled in the services that can be helpful. You can also call, and the best number to call is 319-366-0431, and that's our main line. And same thing, you can give us a call, talk through what you need, and we'll get you started from there. And then the last place is our website. So it's janeboyd.org, and there is a list of all of our different programs, and there is some contact us forms that you fill out and they get sent to our team, and then we'll follow up with a phone call as well.
Excellent. Well, Megan, thank you so much. And of course, as the 100th variety of events and ways to support, make sure to our viewers, of course, make sure that you're looking out for Jane Boyd Community House and all of the great events that they host. And of course, if you're ever interested in supporting, volunteering, helping out, make sure you give Megan and her team a call. Megan, thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you for being a part of the Gazette Gives Back. We're really proud of everything your organization continues to do in year 100. Happy anniversary. What's the 100 mark? I don't even know. Is it
Yeah.
silver, gold, platinum? You've exceeded platinum status. Congratulations.
Awesome. No, thank you for having me on today. We always appreciate the Gazette Gives Back. It helps us as a nonprofit be able to share our services, get our message out in ways that we otherwise would not be able to. So we appreciate it.
Well, I'm looking forward to connecting with you in person again, Megan, real soon, but this has been a lot of fun this morning. And thank you to our viewers for checking out another edition of Get to Know Gives Back. To hear more and learn more about all of our nonprofits that are part of the 2021 program, you can go to thegazette.com/gives back. I want to thank our sponsors again, Collins Community Credit Union. They are sponsoring this entire year, this entire program, making sure that we have what it takes to help raise awareness of great things like Jane Boyd Community House and the great work that they do along with our other 40 nonprofits. I'm Quinn Pettifer, and we'll see you next time.